Is one of the hardest things to do in a tournament where you have so many games and you're trying to get there. So yeah, shout out to all of the players who were able to win national championships, but it doesn't make a player who didn't win a national championship any less of an amazing individual player.
Leslie reminded fans that greatness isn't measured by a single trophy. It's measured by impact, by skill, by how a player changes the game.
So I just don't, again, I don't know what the big deal is about the fact that Caitlin is getting a lot of love. She deserves that, and she's helped change this game just as a lot of other players have. But it is what it is.
That alone could have been the quote that reset the conversation. But Lisa Leslie didn't stop there. She doubled down and turned the entire national TV controversy on its head. She acknowledged what most are afraid to say. Caitlin Clark's impact isn't just real, it's historic. Teams are being moved to bigger arenas when they play the Fever. WNBA ticket prices are spiking, merchandise is flying off shelves, and millions of new fans are tuning in, not just for the league, but for Caitlin. In an interview with USA Today, the WNBA legend said something no one expected. "I'm not going to act like it's something that we don't see. Caitlin has had a huge effect."
Marketing, and we cannot deny what Caitlin Clark has done for the women's game. I'm not going to act like it's something that we don't see. She's had a huge effect, called the Caitlin Clark effect. Yes.
Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year.
When one player eats, we all eat.
So, one of the greatest players in WNBA history is Lisa Leslie. She's one of these players where it's like, she's one of the players that people that were not super big WNBA fans, they were just basketball fans, knew. Just like Swoops, just like Taurasi, Sue Bird, Lisa Leslie was one of those big names that, everyone kind of knew.
And Caitlin Clark has changed the game, just like Lisa Leslie once did. Therefore, when Leslie says Clark deserves this attention, she's not guessing. She's comparing it to her own journey, and pointing out that Clark is already doing things the league has never seen. She brought up the fact that entire arenas are now being upgraded just to accommodate the crowds following Caitlin Clark.
We have more eyeballs on the game, and Caitlin Clark brings that. Why would we feel some kind of way because she has more television games?
The WNBA made a decision that left fans and players stunned. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever will appear on national TV for 41 out of their 44 games this season. That's a level of exposure no team has ever seen before. And while some called it favoritism, one legend just flipped the entire narrative. Lisa Leslie, Hall of Famer, 4-time Olympic gold medalist, and one of the founding faces of the WNBA, broke her silence. And what she said, it changed everything. That's why her perspective hits differently. "We have more eyeballs on the game, and Caitlin Clark brings that," Leslie said firmly. "Why would we feel some kind of way because she has more television games?"
She's had a huge effect, called the Caitlin Clark effect. Yes, have we ever had teams have to get into larger arenas to play against a team? No, we have not. So if we have more eyeballs on the game and Caitlin Clark brings that, why would we feel some...
Leslie drove that point home when she said, "Are we going to get upset about 5, 6, or 10 fewer games on TV? I don't think we should." She reminded everyone that back in her day, you'd be lucky to find a WNBA game on television at all. Today, fans can stream every game. They can follow every team. They can access highlights instantly. So arguing about national TV slots misses the point. We've never had this much exposure, period.
...kind of way because she has more television games.
It wasn't a shot at other players. It wasn't a dig at the critics. It was something far more powerful. Perspective. Leslie isn't looking at this through the lens of jealousy. She's looking at it through the lens of growth. She knows what it's like to build something from nothing, and she's smart enough to know that Clark is helping take that something to the next level. But her most powerful moment came when she said the quiet part out loud, the part that completely shifted the narrative. When one player eats, we all eat.
I think we have to understand that when one player eats, we all eat. And as we all get more opportunities, it just opens it up for everyone else.
They can access highlights instantly, so arguing about national TV slots misses the point. We've never had this much exposure, period.
You got to go out there and prove yourselves. And listen, are we going to get upset about 5, 6, 10 games less on television or not? I don't think we should. We have access to find these games now in a way that we never had before, and we have to appreciate that, and all these platforms that support the W. So
therefore, Leslie says it's time to zoom out, because while some are still stuck in comparison mode, worrying about how many ESPN slots one team gets, Lisa Leslie is thinking long-term. She's thinking about what Caitlin Clark's impact might look like in 5 years, in 10, for the next generation of players. Leslie knows how this works. She's seen it before. She lived through the 1996 Olympics, through the WNBA's first game, through the Candace Parker era, through the Maya Moore era. Every time the league broke through, it was because of a star that captured national attention. Caitlin Clark is the next one in that line, and Lisa Leslie isn't afraid to say it, because she knows what it took to get here, and she knows what it's going to take to keep growing.
And I think Caitlin has said that even herself in certain interviews.
That one sentence shattered the idea that Caitlin Clark's spotlight somehow hurts the rest of the league. Leslie flipped the script. She reminded everyone that this isn't a zero-sum game. More visibility means more money. More money means bigger contracts. Bigger contracts mean better conditions for everyone, not just Clark. Leslie even pointed out that Caitlin hasn't acted like a diva or tried to steal the spotlight.
It's just so obvious. I think we have to understand that when one player eats, we're all eating, and we all get more opportunities. It just opens it up for everyone else, Leslie says. I love that she's not the player that makes it all about her. She's given love and homage to the players that have come before her. She shares the wealth with her teammates, and she doesn't have to do that. Leslie added, "Listen, Caitlin, I'm so grateful for her. I'm thankful for all these women and where the game is, and we need to step back and see the big picture and how it's impacting all of us." Obviously. Like, that is so true.
In an interview with USA Today, Leslie didn't hold back. She didn't join the critics. She didn't dance around the issue. She went all in, defending Caitlin Clark like no one else in the league ever has. From television drama to old-school jealousy, Leslie cut through the noise and delivered a powerful message that left everyone talking. Leslie said what many players won't say out loud: Caitlin Clark is helping everyone win, even the ones who don't realize it yet. The WNBA thought it was doing something simple, putting its most talked about rookie on national TV. But the moment that schedule dropped and fans saw that Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever were getting 41 nationally televised games, everything exploded. Social media lit up. Critics called it favoritism. Other teams' fan bases cried foul. Players quietly questioned the decision. That matters, because that's not hype. That's not marketing. That's impact. And Lisa Leslie, a Hall of Famer who helped launch the WNBA, is saying loud and clear, Clark's visibility is earned. So why is this message from Leslie so important? Because it reveals something most people are missing: a massive generational divide. Younger players, social media voices, and some current analysts are viewing Clark's rise through the lens of competition. They see it as unequal, unfair. They think more coverage for Caitlin means less coverage for them. Caitlin Clark is the next one in that line, and Lisa Leslie isn't afraid to say it, because she knows what it took to get here, and she knows what it's going to take to keep growing. Lisa Leslie didn't just defend Caitlin Clark, she redefined the conversation. While others focused on jealousy, airtime, and perceived fairness, Leslie focused on truth, history, and the future. Someone who built this league when no one was watching. Someone who understands that today's spotlight isn't a threat, it's a reward. And Caitlin Clark, she's not running from the attention, she's embracing it and using it to lift everyone around her. Lisa Leslie sees that, she respects that, and she's not afraid to say it.
Hey, listen, Caitlin, I am so thankful for her. I'm thankful for all of these women and where this game is, and we have to step back and see the big picture and how it's impacting all of us.
So now the debate is over, at least it should be. Still, one question remains. If one of the greatest players in WNBA history can celebrate Clark's rise, why are so many others still afraid to? As the season rolls on, the spotlight will only get brighter, the crowds will get louder, the numbers will keep climbing. And Caitlin Clark, she'll keep doing what she always does. Show up, compete, and change the game. And just like Lisa Leslie said, we're all eating now.